But our kids saw hypocrisy in the church, and I'm afraid they've used that as an excuse to stay away from organized religion. We left after 4 years, just before that church closed its doors. And we returned here because I needed more healing. To me, this church is a place of healing. It's a place of restoration. It's a place of opening doors. It's a place of releasing ministry. I came back and Sean had me speaking, and I remember the sermon I spoke. I spoke on the Sabbath. And I spoke extemporaneously, and I said, if you don't regularly take a Sabbath, the Sabbath can take you. It happened to the ancient Israelites. What makes you think it's not going to happen to you? And then after that sermon, I went and I sat down in the second pew, the second row of chairs. And I heard a menacing voice tell me that that's the last message you're ever going to preach. Now, I don't have time for menacing voices. Jesus didn't argue with demons, and I don't argue with demons. And I reasoned in my head, like this was the 12th time I'd spoken in 14 weeks. I was doing seminars. I was being asked to speak at all different places. My books were selling. People were helping me sell my books. Things were going good. By the grace of God, I'm not going to fall. So why would this be my last sermon? A week later, I had a heart attack. And I won't get into all that story, but just don't do what I did. If you think you have a heart attack, go get help. It took a week for me to go in. But anyway, when I was recovering in the hospital, that voice kept on playing in my head. Since the heart attack, I've had 2 stents put in. I've had surgery for 2 types of carcinoma on my face. Not serious. I've had AFib and cardiac ablation surgery. I'm being treated for fibromyalgia. I've lost a range of frequency in my ears. I can't hear women talk. My niece said, oh, that's convenient. Anyway, I've got hearing aids, and my iPhone can't get big enough font, so now I have to wear readers.